August 28, 1962, the great day for our groundbreaking arrived, hot and sunny and full of high hopes.
Gives me a great deal of pleasure to sort of symbolize the advance that has been made in this Grand Valley State College to detonate a charge of dynamite.
Integrity, equity, making a change. That's what Rec 4 means to me.
This college will bridge the gap between computing and other fields like healthcare, engineering, arts.
Yeah, we had our largest incoming class in the history of Grand Valley State University. And it doesn't stop there, because we also had the most diverse incoming class in the history of Grand Valley State University.
We created Omni this last year, which will bring even more GVSU opportunities and enrich career opportunities in their regions.
Lakers are leading in this space. We don't have to name it innovation. We can see it.
Thank you, everyone. What a beautiful sight to have you all here for our Reach Higher celebration. This is work we have all done together. And isn't it appropriate to start out and look at just 65 years ago that we had built this institution to meet the needs of a community? From an idea that higher education can be a powerful force for personal and community transformation. At that time, that idea was simply a dream. A big dream, for sure, that we've grown into, and perhaps more, reminding us that here, possibilities are achievable. Together, as educators and community members, we have empowered learners and shaped a bold future. Thank you for being here to help us both celebrate and shape where we're going next. Joining us today are members of our board, Sue Jandernoa, Noreen Myers, Honorary Lifetime Trustee, Kate Pugh Walters. I also saw John Kennedy, Lifetime Trustee, Jim and Donna Brooks walk in, who lead our foundation. So many people, community members, sponsors, ambassadors, investors, who have helped us build this great university and have been shaping the strategy over the last 5 years. Thank you all for your leadership. Let's give them and ourselves a round of applause. And an absolute heartfelt thank you to every member of this community who's made today possible. Higher education's at a tough time in this country, and yet we're moving forward. We have to spend positive energy. We have students and a community to serve today, and we will not be distracted. We are inspired by the presenters that have taken time today to build the vision for the future, the teams who have come together and done meaningful work as they work in the fundamental ways that we do education, and they work in new greenfield space for innovation. Your creativity, your hard work, your passion, your innovations brought to life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more round of applause for our community members. Thank you. I want to do something a little different with my time today. A lot of times I'll begin right with the future of this institution, but I want us to dive in the future in a very, very personal way. I want to start somewhere familiar and totally unrelated to education. Somewhere you probably go to multiple times a day without even thinking about it. I'd like to invite each of you to take out your phones. I know you have one because everybody has one. And join me in thinking about this question. Think about someone you love, someone you've rooted for, someone who you know has enormous promise, whose dreams you carry with you quietly or loudly. Maybe they're younger than you. Maybe they still don't see or fully believe in their own full potential, but you do. Maybe you know that they have tremendous opportunity, but real or potential constraints from conditions, responsibility, or life circumstances that may limit them. Take a moment to scan the QR code and share the names of the loved ones who come to mind in this moment. We'll be using this QR code again, so keep it open. Now let's flip to Menti and see what names have populated our first slide. I always want to say what names are going to win, you know? I'd like to see Mom get bigger, yeah. Take a moment to reflect on the promise each one of these individuals hold, the potential, the presence, the unique way of being that makes them stand out. Now, what we're going to do with my time is I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to keep focused on these individuals, whoever you put up there. Keep thinking about them. Keep the same browser open and stick with me for just a moment. Question number 1. If you could build a world around the individual you put up there, what would be the single most important characteristic of that environment? Something that would allow their dreams not to just survive, but to thrive. Consider what it would mean for the world to bend towards their brilliance instead of them always having to adjust. A world built around their strengths, not their struggles. What's the most important ingredient that would make that difference? Okay, we're going to keep going. Question number 2. What do you already know that the world needs, what do these individuals already know that the world needs to listen to more? They're special for a reason. Think about the quiet wisdom they carry, the lived experiences, their instincts, the truths that go unheard. What insights do they already hold that could shape or reshape our worldviews? If only we would pause and really listen. And the last question, what does success look like for them on their terms? Not the version handed down by our systems, or status, or income, but by one shaped by our hopes and dreams. Imagine what it means for them to define success in ways that reflect who they are, not what they have achieved, but how they feel, how they've impacted others, how they've stayed in tune with the world. Picture a version of success rooted in joy, in purpose, in meaningful careers, and living authentically, not someone else's checklist. Okay, I want you to see these words now under different conditions. I want you to think about, what if the next iteration of Reach Higher resulted in education that fully supported that opportunity you just outlined for a person you love so dearly? What if education moved at the speed of that kind of care? Let's revisit these 3 questions quickly. The first question asked you to imagine a world built around those we love. One where their dreams don't just survive but thrive. Let's take a look at those words under the notion of empowering community. Our strategic plan, Reach Higher 2025, our look forward, continues to focus on empowering community. Look at the words that need to define who we are and who we've always been at Grand Valley State University. The second question I asked was, what do they already know that the world should be listening to? It does not take a PhD to bring knowledge to the table. Let's look at the responses that cultivate the power of student voice. Also, a fundamental notion in our university strategy. This world is changing so quickly that students, individuals, learners have to have power in their own learning journey. They have to know how to learn and relearn. They have to carry with them wisdom, compassion, empathy, kindness. And finally, the third question was centered on success. What does it mean for them to define success, for us to define success in their terms? Let's explore how Grand Valley can serve as a catalyst to expanding horizons. Their horizons, our horizons as a community, our horizons that bring others into the fold of education that don't believe they belong there, but they in fact do. I know they were in the words you brought forward today. I know they're in the people that you believe have incredible promise. Look at what we need to do to expand horizons. Love, remember impact, freedom, happiness, joy, peace, independence. Colleagues, education's about life. It's about how we live into our relationships. Grand Valley has always been relationship rich. Our next chapter isn't about GVSU or how much we need to change, or if we're changing too much, or if we're changing too fast. It's about the people we love. It's about making sure that our institutions offers everything they want in a way that matters the most. GVSU's blueprint for tomorrow's education is one that revolutionizes learning and creates barrier-free opportunities. Your reflections show we're already primed to lead this future together. We're on the right path. And in just moments, you'll have the opportunity to explore all of these wonderful curated zones. I want to show you this little, you picked it up on your way in. There are some incredible opportunities to hear in 10-minute talks. They're all quick hits, how people are working at Grand Valley to shape the future. Partners, students, faculty, staff colleagues, and how we're empowering student voice, how we're empowering communities, how we're dealing with barrier-free education, how we're expanding opportunities, how we're revolutionizing learning. Please have fun. There is a bold question area. We would like you to take a minute, put a sticky up under each one on your view. This is a twofer for us. We get to celebrate Reach Higher 2025, and we get to take your insights into the future of our plans. So please take the time to stop at the bold question area. What I'd like to do is to introduce to you at the end of this, there are two people in this room that I had in my mind. They're my hopes, my inspiration, and I know they and all of those you hold close will benefit from the reflections that we've had today. So I want to ask my two grandkids who literally just got off the plane to come up here. Come on up here. Come on. This is why we do what we do. Thank you. Enjoy the day. Appreciate all of you. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Halen. Thanks, Mina.